Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Today I want to share a beautiful thought with you. You can't have a better tomorrow if you're still thinking about yesterday. Yes, if you live in your past, if you keep on repeating whatever has done in your past, you won't be able to put all your attention towards your future. So, you must pay attention towards the betterment of your future and stop thinking whatever has been done in your past. So today's topic is Black Beauty by Anna Sewell. This is a novel written by Anna Sewell, but it is not a complete novel. It is an extract taken from this novel, which you will read in your book. So first of all, let's look at the theme of the Black Beauty, so that you might be able to understand when you will read the content. Anna Sewell has written this novel to condemn one of the practice which is ongoing in our society, and unfortunately it is widely spread, that is abusing animals. Human beings abuses animals, and they abuses animals in many different ways. For example, they overburdenize the animals, they overload animals, they don't provide them proper place for living, they don't provide them a good food, or you can say a proper food even, and they burdenize them against their strength. All these are the types of abuses which the animals are being faced. She condemns these abuses. One of another way of abusing animals is hunting animals. Hunting of animals. Many people take it as a sport. Sport means game. They take it as a sport for the sake of pleasure, for the sake of their own pleasure. They hunt animals, and it gives them pleasure. They are not concerned at all about their pain, about their feelings. The horses are being tied with the ropes. The ropes are passed through their nostrils, and then these ropes are pulled with force. All these ways they hurt animals. Moreover, the animals are whipped. Whipped means, if you can see this image, this is an image of whip. Whip is, you can say, a type of hunter which is used to hurt animals, which is used to hurt animals. It is used to strike them. It is used to, you can say, beat them. The animals, they obey their masters. They carry heavy loads. They are overloaded. They carry heavy burdens. Even then, they are whipped off. The owners, their owners, they are not very nice to them. They treat them badly. They are not at all concerned about their pain. So, by writing this novel, she has given voice to these animals. By writing this novel, she wants to condemn this cruel behavior of human beings. And at last, she asks a question. She says that the animals are dumb. They are dumb in that sense that they cannot speak. But it doesn't mean that they don't feel pain at all. Of course they feel pain, but only they cannot speak. They cannot express their feelings. And at last she put a question, that what if they could speak, what they would have spoken if they could speak. Of course they would have complained about their honors, they would have complained about all the abuses, about all the pains that they are feeling. So she hopes that by writing this novel she will bring change in the behavior of the society. And one more thing which is very important, that on this novel, the technique of this novel is that the story is told by a horse, and it is about other horses. It is told about a young horse who is inexperienced, who has not experienced these hunting scenes before in his life. He is seeing for the first time the hunting scenes, and he is telling a story, and he is telling about the hunting scene and the horses which are used in the hunting process. So I hope you have understood. So now let's move to the content. Let's read the content. Now the content is visible on your screens. If you can see, there are 4 lines which are written in red. I will read these lines for you. This is an introduction. This excerpt is taken from the novel Black Beauty by Anna Sewell. Excerpt means this extract. This extract means some part of something. Okay, when you take some part out of something, it is called an extract. So this extract is taken from the novel. This is only a part of the complete novel, which is Black Beauty. This is only a part of that novel. It is not a complete novel, but it is taken in a sense that in this way that you will get a complete story. The story is about a horse, and you will see from this short piece that the story is told by a horse. As I have told you earlier, that this is a story which is told by a horse, and also it is told by other horses. This particular passage deals with the question of blood sport, which is hunting wild animals as a sport. What is this blood sport? Sport means game. And why it is called a blood sport? Why the hunting is called a blood sport? Because in this hunting, animals get hurt, they bleed, they get hurt, and the hunters, they take it as a sport, they take it as a game. So in this game, the animals bleed, so it is called a blood sport, blood game, which is hunting wild animals as a sport. Even today, this is a subject on which the public opinion is much divided. Yes, on this matter, the public opinion is divided. Some people say that it should be legal, it is not immoral, while other people say that it is immoral, it should not be legal, it should be banned. What should be banned? The hunting of animals. So now let's read the content. Before I was 2 years old, a circumstance happened which I have never forgotten. It was early in the spring. There had been a little frost in the night, and a little mist still hung over the woods and meadows. Now this story is told by a horse. Remember this thing. This story is told by a horse. A horse is telling this story, and the horse says that before I was 2 years old, something happened which he couldn't forget. And what was that thing? That in the early springs, when it was still a part of night, okay, maybe the night was going to be over and the dawn was appearing, but not at that time the dawn was appearing. It was maybe the last time of the night, last hours of the night, but there was still mist there, fog. And what were they doing? The young horse and his other fellows, they were feeding at the lower part of the field. And when they were feeding at the lower part of the field, they heard a voice which was coming from the distance, and it sounded like the cry of dogs. They thought that they would be dogs. They made guess. The oldest of the courts raised his head, picked up his ears, and said, "There are the hounds." Immediately cantered off, followed by the rest of us, to the upper part of the field where we could look over the hedge and see several fields beyond. And what was their reaction? The oldest of those horses, he raised his head and he pricked up his ears. You might have noticed that when animals want to listen something and when they are careful about something, they picked up their ears. They picked up their ears in order to listen the voice, in order to pay attention towards something. "There are the hounds," and immediately cantered off. He said, the old horse said, after observing something, he said that there are the hounds. Hounds are, what are the hounds? Hounds are the dogs which are used in the process of hunting. Hounds are the dogs which are used in the sport of hunting. These are the specific race of the dogs which is used in the hunting. And immediately cantered off. Cantered is the pace of horse, walk of the horse. We do not use the word walk for a horse. We use cantered off, followed by the rest of us to the upper part of the field. Means that the other horses, they did the same. Why they did the same? Because they knew that he is old horse. He is more experienced than the other horses. So whatever he was doing, they trusted him. That's why they followed him, and they also went with him to the upper part of the field. Why they went to the upper part of the field? You might have seen that the surface or the land in some areas is not leveled. There are the lower parts and there might be the upper parts. Okay, sometimes the land is not surfaced, the land surface is not leveled. So there was an upper part and there was a lower part of the field. So they went to the upper part of the field in order to make themselves safe, and from there also they could see whatever was going to happen. Where we could look over the hedge. Hedge is the fence, the thick growing of the plants, the thick growing of the plants. Hedge, fence, type of fence you can say, and see several fields beyond. From there they could save themselves, and from there they could see several fields beyond. Means that they could see a large area, and in this way they could be able to see what was going to happen. My mother and an old rising horse of our master were also standing near and seemed to know all about it. The young horse says that my mother and the old riding horse of our master, they were standing near and seemed to know all about it. He was standing near them, and the young horse who is telling the story, he observed that his mother and an old riding horse, they knew all about what was going to happen. So next, maybe they have found a hare, said my mother. The mother of the young colt, she said that maybe they are looking for a hare. What is hare? Hare is a female rabbit. A female rabbit. And if they come this way, we shall see the hunt. And his mother says, the mother of the young colt, the young horse, the mother of the young horse says that if the hare will come this way, we will be able to see the hunt. And soon the dogs were all tearing down the field of young wheat next to ours. The young wheat, there was a field of wheat. And why young wheat? Because the plants were very small. So the field which was next to them, The dogs were running upon that field, and they were tearing. Tearing means that they were destroying the field of the wheat. I never have, I never heard such a voice as they made. They didn't bark, nor howl, nor whine, but kept on a yo at the top of their voices. The young horse says that he has never heard such a voice before. It was not a bark, nor howl, and nor whine. Howl is a loud cry. Bark, as you know, is also a loud cry by an animal. Howl is also a long cry by an animal. And whine is a cry out of pain. So it was not a cry nor a howl, but it was a very different and strange voice, which was yo at the top of their voices, means that at their full volume they were uttering these sounds. After them came a number of men on horseback, some of them in green coats, all galloping as fast as they could. The young horse observed that after those dogs there came the number of men, and they were dressed in green. So why they were dressed in green? So that they could not be able to, and so that they could not be visible. That's why they were dressed in green. So the old horses snorted and looked eagerly after them, and we young cots wanted to be galloping with them. The old horses snorted. Snorted means make noise out of nostrils. When you breathe out of nostrils, it makes a different sound. It is called snorted. And looked eagerly after them. And we young cots wanted to be galloping with them. Galloping is the jumping of the horse. So the young cots, they were inexperienced. They didn't know what was going to be happen. They just wanted to make a fun. They just wanted to gallop with those horses. But they were soon away into the fields lower down. But the old horses, they went soon away in the lower fields. Here it seemed as if they had come to a stand. The dogs left off barking and ran about everywhere with their noses to the ground. So what happened there when they went to the lower fields? That it seemed as if they had stand at that place, and the dogs, they stopped barking, and they were running here and there with smelling something. They were trying to smell something. What they were trying to smell? They were trying to catch the scent of the hare. They have lost the scent of the hare, said the old horse. Perhaps the hare will get off. The old horse said, as he was observing the scene, the old horse said that they have lost the scent. They have lost the traces of the hare. They have lost the traces of the hare. Hare, as I have already told you, that hare is a female rabbit. So they have lost the traces of the female hare, and perhaps the hare will be able to escape those hunters and escape those dogs. The what hare? I said. Who said what hare? The young horse who is telling a story. He said, he questioned the old horse that which hare, what hare you are talking about, because he didn't know that he is talking about which hare. Oh, I don't know. What hare? Likely enough it may be one of our own hares out of the woods, and any hare they can find will do for the dogs and men to run after. What does this mean? The old horse, he replied that I don't know which hare. It can be any hare. Maybe it is one of our own hares which is living with us in these woods. Woods means these forest or this jungle. Any hare they can find will do for the dogs and men to run after. It means that if there is no specific hare, they don't need a specific hare to run after. They will run after any hare. And before long, the dogs began their yo again. The dogs again started uttering those strange sounds, and back they came all together at full speed. and they started running quickly again, making straight for our meadow at the part where the high bank and hedge overhung the brook. And they made straight. Made straight means they came straight towards their meadow, at the part of the meadow where the horses were standing, and they were observing. And they came in near the hedge. Hedge, as I have told you, that it is a thick growth of plants. It may type of a fence, a thick growth of plants, a thick growth of plants which was over the brook. Brook is the Urdu word for brook is chashma, stream in English you can say. They came near that hedge which was over the stream. "Now we shall see the hare," said my mother, and just then a hare, wild with fright, rushed by and made for the woods. So his mother said that now we will see the hare. The hare will come here because they are running after that hare quickly. So the rabbit will come here, the female rabbit will come here, and we will be able to see that hare. Just then a hare, wild with fright. Wild with fright means the hare was mad with fright. He was mad with horror. He was frightened. He was very frightened. Why he was frightened? Because he knew that they will catch him and they will hunt him. Rushed by means made hurry and made for the wood, and he ran towards the wood to save his life, to save her life. She ran towards the wood. Wood means that forest or that jungle or those growths. On came the dogs. They burst over the bank. Just after the hare, the dogs came chasing the hare, and they burst over the bank means that they quickly moved towards the bank of the stream. You know, the side, the shore, the bank of the water. Maybe it is a stream, it is a sea. Okay, it can be a river. Bank. So they burst over the bank. Burst over the bank means they quickly came over the bank and leaped the stream, and they were so fast and they were so trained that they even jumped over the stream. They crossed the stream. They managed to cross the stream even, and came dashing across the field, and they were running fastly, quickly, very quickly on the field, followed by the huntsmen. Of course, the huntsmen were following them because they knew that the dogs are going after the hare. 6 or 8 men leaped their horses clean over, close upon the dogs. Yes, there were 6 to 8 men on their horses. The hare tried to get through the fence. Now, next to the hare, what was there? There was a thick fence, a thick growth. The hare wanted to cross that growth, but it was too thick. The hare, she was so small, she couldn't jump over that fence. She couldn't cross that fence, and it was because it was too thick. And she turned sharp round to make for the road, and she took a round. She took a sudden round towards the road, but her time was wasted. Her moments, a few moments were wasted. So she was too late, and the dogs, they caught her with their wild cries. Of course, they were making loud cries because they were near that hare. So they were making the wild cries. We heard one shriek. This shriek was of which animal? It was of hare. Why the hare shrieked? Because they killed the hare, and it was the end of the hare. One of the huntsmen rode up and whipped off the dogs. One of the huntsmen, they rode up the horses. and they whipped off the dogs. As I already explained you that whips are used for hurting animals. For these are the types of little hunters. They are used to hurt animals. The huntsmen, they use the dogs for their hunting, and even after using the dogs for their hunting, they didn't care about those dogs. They were not concerned about those dogs. They hurt them by whipping them off, who would soon have torn her to pieces. Why they whipped off the dogs? Because if they wouldn't have whipped off the dogs would have torn the dead body of that female rabbit into pieces, and they didn't want them to tear the body of that bear into pieces. He held up the rabbit, and all the gentlemen seemed well pleased. Who held up the rabbit? One of the huntsmen. He held up the rabbit, the dead body of the rabbit in his hand, and all other his fellows, they were his companions, they were very pleased. The young horse, I was so astonished that I did not at first see what was going on by the brook. The young horse, he was so astonished because he had seen that sight for the first time. He had not experienced that before. That's why he was very astonished, and he couldn't understand what was going on beside the brook, on the stream, what was going on. He couldn't understand. But when I did look, there was a sad sight. But when he was able to understand, he looked that there was a sad sight. Why there was a sad sight? Because first of all, the hare had been killed. Second, the two fine horses were down. One was struggling in the stream. Why one was struggling in the stream? Because he was really injured and he fell into the stream, and the other was groaning on the grass. Groaning means crying with pain. The other horse was crying with pain. The two horses, they fell down. They hurt themselves, and of course the riders, the two riders of those two horses, they were also injured. One of the riders was getting out of the water covered with mud. One of the rider, he was not much injured. He was just covered with the mud and he was able to get out of the water, but the other, he was unable to move his body and he lay quite still. Why he was laying quite still? Because the mother of the young colt told him that his neck is broken. Yes, the neck of that rider, of that hunter, was broken. And serves him right too, said one of the courts. One of the young horses, they said that he deserves that punishment because he has injured so many animals. He has destroyed the fields. He has injured so many animals, and he deserves that punishment. I thought the same, but my mother did not join with us. I thought the same. Who thought the same? The young horse thought the same, that the man who has broken his neck, he deserves that punishment. But my mother did not join with us. But the mother of the young horse, she did not agree with those young horses. Why? Because she had experienced the nice treatment of maybe his master. So she was feeling maybe sorry for the man who had broken his neck. Well, no, she said, you must not say that. But though I am an old horse and have seen and heard a great deal, I never yet could make out why men are so fond of this sport. They often hurt themselves, often spoil good horses and tear up the fields, and all for a hare or a fox or a stag that they could get more easily some other way. But we are only horses and don't know. She says that you must not say that bad thing for those human beings. I am an old horse and I have experienced a lot, but I could not make out means cannot understand. I cannot understand that why men are so fond of this hunting. They often hurt themselves. Even though that they hurt themselves, they spoil their good animals, their horses, they destroy the fields. And for what? Only for a little hare or a little fox or a stag? and these animals they can get by some other way, which can be more easier way other than this way, which causes hurt to them and other animals. But at last he says that we are only horses and we don't know. We are only animals and we don't know why the human beings do this. So these are all the words that I have already. So now what is your homework? That you have to write all the meanings of these words into your copies, and you have to learn those meanings because they will be helpful in understanding the content, and practice pronunciation. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.